Do you feel like you have a bunch of followers on Instagram who never see your content? In today's video, I'm going to share 3 strategies for bringing a dead Instagram account back to life. Whether it's because recently you've just been seeing lower engagement rates, or maybe you haven't posted in a really long time, these strategies are going to be super effective at getting your followers excited and engaged with your content once again. So let's bring your Instagram back to life. I can't wait to get started. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie Steckly, and here on YouTube, I love to share all my best tips and advice about creative entrepreneurship and social media marketing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow along on my journey of building a business I believe in and creating a life that I love. The first step in the journey of bringing your Instagram account back from the dead is going to be the most time-consuming step, but it's also the most important and the most effective thing you can do, which so often is the case. Surprise, surprise, this kind of thing takes hard work. Who would have thought? And so my first tip is get super consistent with your content strategy and with your engagement strategy. A lot of people ask me, oh, I haven't been posting for a while on my account. I've sort of quit posting and now I want to come back and make it happen again, but nobody's liking and nobody's seeing my stories. Well, listen, it's been however long since they've seen anything from you, so people are now getting their feeds filled with content from other people. So you need to just start pushing that content out and getting really consistent. You can't expect your first post back after like 2 years of not posting to be liked by all of your followers, because Instagram's probably not going to show it to them. You need to prove to the Instagram algorithm that you are going to be consistent and that your content is going to keep people on their platform. So here's my recommendation to revive your account. Start posting at least 3 times a week at the same day and time every week. So pick a content schedule you can stick to, something easy like Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 p.m. or whatever really works for you. Set the schedule and make sure you stick to it. And in honesty, it's probably gonna take at least a month before you start seeing results from this, especially if you have really low engagement rates or you haven't posted in a long time. It takes consistency over a long period of time. I'm always talking about being consistent and persistent because it's those 2 things together that are going to help you achieve Instagram growth. So choose a content schedule that is going to work for your life and that you know you can commit to, and make sure you are posting on that schedule without missing a day. The next thing you need to do super consistently is reply to every single comment. I know this seems like common sense, and for some of you, you're like, yeah, I'm already doing that, but you'd be surprised the number of people that get comments that they just don't bother to reply to. You need to engage back to the people that are taking time out of their day to comment or like on your post. So make sure you respond and keep that conversation going, because if you can respond to every single comment, first of all, that's going to double the number of comments on your post, therefore increasing your engagement rate. And it also might mean that somebody could respond back and you're going to have a conversation going. You're building a relationship with followers that are going to then keep engaging with your content as you continue to post. So reply to every comment. Another thing you can do to really try to boost that engagement rate and get stuff started up again is using extra special call to actions in your posts. And by this, I mean offering something super high value that your followers are not going to want to miss. So maybe if you sell a service or a product, you can offer a special coupon code to everybody who comments. You could say something like, comment on this post and I'll DM you with a coupon code to buy my, hand-painted mugs or whatever it is you sell. Or you could say, comment on this post letting me know how your day is going and I'll DM you an encouraging voice note. You really need to go out of your way to do something special for the people who engage with your content at the beginning, so you can really give an incentive to engage with your content. If people haven't really been seeing your stuff, they've kind of forgotten who you are, or they're just not that interested anymore, they're not going to go out of their way to comment on your post unless you give them a really good reason to. And it's really important that you put all of these tips together and do it super consistently. I feel like I cannot overstate that point, because Instagram growth really is about being super consistent over a long period of time. So if you're finding that your engagement rates are low right now because you haven't posted in a while, the way that you can remedy that is by getting super consistent again, so that people see your content, remember who you are, and are motivated to engage with it. So I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, but it's what you got to do. The second thing that you need to start doing to revive your Instagram account is reaching out to followers that you haven't heard from in a while. Presumably, if you've recently seen your engagement rates go down or you haven't posted in a long time, then there was a point in time when you did have followers who were engaging with your posts, even if it was just a few of them. So you haven't heard from them in a while, go and reach out to them and see how they're doing. Go back to your old posts, see who the frequent commenters were, head over to their profile and either comment on their photos or send them a DM and say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. I'd love to know how you're doing. This is a super personal way to basically reach out to an old friend, check in on them, see how you can provide value for them now and serve them now. And it's also going to be a good reminder for them that you're still around and you're still trying to create content. So likely they'll get this message, be flattered that you remembered them, and then want to keep engaging with your stuff because obviously they were excited about it at one point, and so I'm sure they'll get engaged with it again once they're reconnected with you. You really do have to think about the relationship with your followers the same way you would about a friendship, especially if you are a small account just starting out on your journey of growing on Instagram. If you hadn't reached out to a friend in a really long time, like you haven't talked or hung out together in months, you wouldn't expect them to be commenting on every single one of your Instagram posts, like hyping you up, right? You guys haven't seen each other in a while, so why would they be paying attention to your life? But if you reach out to them again, chat, see how they're doing, then they're gonna be a lot more interested in your life and interested in your content and engaging with it. Again, this is probably sort of an unusual strategy for many of you. You probably haven't heard about this idea of reaching out in such a direct way, but I really do believe that growing an Instagram account is about growing relationships with people, getting to know them, being their friend, figuring out how you can serve them and provide value to them. And so, yeah, at the beginning, this is gonna be done in a super personalized way. You can't automate this. You can't turn it into some sort of Instagram follower factory. It has to be done in a very personal and one-on-one way. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of work, but again, it works for you. So that's why I suggest strategies like this. Even though they seem really time consuming, I know they're effective. So if you want something that is for sure gonna work for you, this is an example of one thing you can do. Actually reach out to people, actually be their friend, and they will be interested in engaging with your content. In addition to just DMing people, you can also go back to your old posts, find those frequent commenters or the frequent likers, go to their profile and engage with a bunch of their content. So comment on their recent posts, like a bunch of their posts. They'll see that you're reaching out to them. They'll see your name in their notifications, and again, they might go and check out your profile. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it, whether it's DMing, commenting, or liking, but whatever suits your personality, make sure that you reach out to your followers who used to be engaged and see how they're doing, because most likely they will be excited about being engaged with your content once again. The third thing you need to do to revive an Instagram account is implement a super rigorous engagement strategy. So in addition to being super consistent with your content and reaching out to old followers, you want to start putting together a strategy of engaging not only with your existing audience, but also with people who might become your followers in the future. This might sound extreme to some people, but I'm gonna recommend that you spend at least 30 minutes every single day engaging on Instagram. I know it might sound like a big commitment, but I'm telling you this because I know it will actually be effective. If I was saying, yeah, just spend 10 minutes a day, that will have an impact, but it's gonna take a lot longer. And if you wanna see results sooner than later, you just need to put in more time now. So spend a half an hour to 45 minutes every day engaging with your ideal audience on Instagram, whether that's your existing audience or potential new audience. But here is the most important part of all of this, and that is when you are engaging, you need to be super task-oriented rather than time-oriented. Too many people go on Instagram to engage and find themselves like an hour later, a mile down the scroll hole that is Instagram, just mindlessly scrolling past images and hashtags and on your feed. And that is not engaging, that is just consuming content. And trust me, I get it, it's hard because Instagram is designed to keep us like addicted to the content. It wants us to just stay on the app for as long as possible, so we will look at more ads, but you really have to fight that tendency in order to be a super active and engaged user during the time that you're setting aside for engagement. So that is why I suggest being task-oriented rather than time-oriented. Don't just put on your to-do list, spend half an hour engaging on Instagram. I want you to have a checklist of the amount of posts that you're gonna comment on, the number of people you're gonna DM, the different hashtags you're gonna browse through and engage with. Have a really good sense of exactly what you need to get done. And if you finish that before the half an hour is up, then cool, you can be done for the day. But then at least you'll know, okay, I actually went out and I commented on like 30 different posts. That is a concrete accomplishment. You know that you actually got something done, and those are people that are now gonna see a comment from you and maybe get to know you a little bit. If you're not sure where to start with an engagement checklist, I actually already have one for you. You can download mine for free at katiesteckly.com/checklist. I'll have it linked in the description, but you can check that out. That is what I use to make sure that I'm actually doing some concrete engagement work and not just scrolling forever on Instagram. Again, I know that this is so time consuming and so labor intensive, but that is also how I know that it works. There are so many videos on YouTube that suggest these little hacky tips and tricks that are supposed to increase your followers overnight somehow, and they do not work. I can tell you that because in the past I have tried them, and what I have found through my own journey of growing my Instagram account and growing the accounts of my clients, it just takes work. It takes lots of time, and it takes this really one-on-one, direct connection stuff to grow an audience from the ground up. And then once you sort of hit this critical mass of whatever number of followers that is, I think it's different in different niches, then things start to sort of grow on their own in a more natural way. But at the beginning, it really takes a lot of work to get started. There's no way around that. And that's why I just want to be honest with you and tell you these are the strategies that I know work if you put in the work. But these are not the only strategies that I have to share. And in fact, if you want to learn more about how to re-engage your current audience, as well as continue to gain more followers who are gonna be super excited and engaged about your content, then I have something really exciting to share with you. I am so excited to be announcing my first ever exclusive online workshop, the Turn Your Followers into Fans workshop, where we are going to be learning everything you need to know about how to revive ghost followers and bring your engagement back to life, and how to gain new followers who are going to be excited about being in a committed relationship with your content, and building all of these strategies on a super solid brand foundation, figuring out your niche, what you have to offer, and how you can put it all together and grow. The workshop content is going to be available as of May 1st, 2020, and I will be running an exclusive group coaching call and Q&A with everybody who signs up on May 9th, 2020. But don't worry if you can't make it to the live coaching call. It's all going to be recorded, and you'll have access to the replay and all of the workshop content for life. Registration is only open until April 30th, because then after that, I'm going to start running the workshop and do the live coaching call. So you want to sign up right now. I'm not sure when I'm going to be offering this workshop next, but I know that it is super packed with value that is going to basically tackle all of the most common struggles that I know you guys have, whether it's increasing your engagement with your existing audience or gaining new followers who you know are going to be engaged and love what you're creating. Plus, I really wanted to include a session on coming up with a really strong niche and creating a brand for yourself so that you know you're taking these strategies and you're building them on a solid foundation. You can find out more about exactly what is included in this workshop at tffworkshop.com. Stands for Turn Your Followers into Fans. I am really, really excited to share this content with you, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the workshop. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I'll be responding to every single one. So if you want to sign up for the workshop, you can do that now at tffworkshop.com. Or if you want to keep watching YouTube videos for completely free, then I definitely understand that. Make sure you click on this one next, because I know it is also going to offer a ton of value for you, and I can't wait for you to check it out. And also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the TFF workshop. Okay, bye.